Do you believe in spirits? What if they linger? Some say they encountered the impossible. Stay until the end to understand everything. In the remote jungles of Venezuela's Bolivar state, where the air hangs heavy with moisture and secrets, the year was 1994. In the little village of San Jose de Apure, nestled against the banks of the mighty Orinoco River, a bizarre phenomenon unfolded that still leaves locals shivering with disbelief. A cluster of unusual sightings began to plague this tranquil community in late winter. Strange figures loomed in the twilight. Whispers danced among the trees, growing ever louder. It was here that a haunting melody met an unworldly presence. The legend of La Llorona intertwined with chilling whispers from the villagers. Known in many cultures as the Weeping Woman, this specter was said to steal children. Yet here in Venezuela, her cries transformed from sorrowful laments to chilling wails that echoed through the night. Locals reported hearing her voice trailing off into the dark, as if the shadows themselves were in mourning. Over several weeks, more villagers began to share their encounters, each tale more unsettling than the last. Among these witnesses was a young man named Alberto. He described a night when the cries reached a fever pitch. "It was like she was right behind me," he recalled, shivering at the memory. His friends had dared him to wander into the overgrown outskirts of the village, where the cry of La Llorona had haunted dreams and future generations. That night, with an uneasy heart, he ventured into the shadows. But as the cries grew louder and more desperate, he could feel a temperature drop, a cold chill chilling his spine. The hairs on his neck stood on end as he felt the air thicken around him. But the darkness twisted into something else, and he fled before he could see the source. As the reports of encounters spread, media outlets picked up the stories, weaving together the fabric of fear into something tangible. Local radio shows held discussions about the supernatural, warning families to keep their children close. Social media buzzed with tales of sightings, growing them into something otherworldly. Vehicles caught in the still of night began to experience unexplained breakdowns, attributed to a curse from the depths of the jungle. No one dared approach the banks of the river after sundown. The fear surrounding La Llorona drew from deep cultural roots. Venezuelans, like many in Latin America, understand ancient legends, passed down from generation to generation. They resonate with sorrow and loss, touching the very core of societal anxieties. Loss of community, fleeting lives, and the ever-looming threat of the unknown. The horrific loss of children to the wild or the supernatural blended with their own fears, amplifying the pain into flesh and bone. Around this time, the folklore took a darker turn. Over the following months, individuals claimed that La Llorona was not just an apparition, but rather a malevolent spirit holding a vendetta against the living. Villagers began crafting protective talismans out of local herbs and charms, hanging them over doorways and windows. Reports of sudden sickness among those who had seen her flourished. Families convened at bonfires, swearing to burn effigies of sadness to ward off her grasp. That chilling summer, the local police dismissed most reports as mere tales fueled by superstition. Yet two separate agencies, weary from the rising tension, took the unusual step of investigating these accounts. They compiled an official report dated August 10, 1994, cataloging 12 calls from residents. One particular note, case number 204-488, referred to a mysterious rustling in the foliage, leading to strange rust-colored illumination on the river's surface spotted just past the village. Officers arriving at the scene reported feeling an inexplicable dread, visited by the scent of decay carried by the evening breeze. For years, skeptic voices tried to debunk the phenomenon, suggesting it might be wildlife or simply echoes raised from the river. But in the heart of San Jose de Apure, the fear was palpable. Local fishermen recalled their nets often returning empty, as if the waters were stripped of life. And despite the skepticism, the fear grew naturally. The legend would not be extinguished. In the year following these events, the community marked the anniversary with an eerie ritual. Families would gather on the banks of the Orinoco, lighting candles and sharing their stories of facing La Llorona. Many cited multiple instances of children appearing with strange marks on their arms, marks reminiscent of otherworldly encounters that some believed were made by the spirit attempting to draw them closer. a chilling tradition formed. As night fell, they would chant in unison, invoking protection in a desperate plea to the spirits, an act that brought unity but also whispered of fear. The air grew thick with memories as they gathered to confront their nightmare year after year. An official decree soon forbade children from stepping outside alone after dusk. Signs popped up one by one, reading in bold letters, "Children must be accompanied." It served not just as a warning, but a reminder of the region's haunted legacy, the ever-present call of La Llorona lingering behind the trees and water. As dusk descends across Bolivar State and shadows stretch across the land, the legacy of La Llorona casts an omnipresent veil of fear and reverence among the villagers. What if she finds you? Titters from the children echo in corners of every household, passing the lore down anew. The combination of shared history and unknown dread creates a lineage of belief. Can any spirit ever truly rest? La Llorona continues to haunt not just the village, but every heart that carries its anguish. Problematic, haunting, and yet strangely binding. And each time night falls, somewhere between myth and reality, one cannot help but wonder. When the cries ring out again, will anyone dare to listen? As you ponder this, remember, the shadows know your fears. They know your name, even when you do not. Subscribe to uncover more tales that breathe life into the darkness.